So back extension is where we're going to next. And so what I always like to do before we go into back extension is open up the collarbone and the shoulder area, because so many of us sit in these kind of hunched over positions. And so by opening that up, it's going to allow us to access a little bit more broad collarbone and then kind of work into that extension a little bit better. So, you know the method of my madness now. So we're going to come to the side. Come down. If you have a little towel, maybe you can roll it up for a pillow. Bottom arm's going to be right out in front of us. We're laying on our side, legs are just comfortably there along for the ride. Top arm comes out to meet that hand, so we're here. And what we're going to do is what they call pinwheels. And so what that does is you take this hand, make it a little bit longer than the bottom hand, rotate it around, bicep comes up to past the ear, shoulder comes behind. Your hand will naturally turn throughout this process. Pay attention to what happens. It might be that you might be a little bit stickier in some spots. Notice where those are. We're just going to open it up. And a couple in one direction, and then a couple in the opposite direction. And what we're trying to do, like I said, is just open the shoulder so that way we feel a little bit more full body engagement when we work into this. We're not fighting ourselves when we try to do some of this back extension work. And what we do to one side, we always do to the other. So we'll roll over and we'll do this on the opposite side. So coming here, making that longer, opening up, bicep crosses the ear, comes behind us. I feel all kinds of weird popping and stuff, so clearly this is a good thing for me to be doing right now, to open it up. Couple in one direction, change directions, go the other way. And there we are. So after that, we're going to come to face down in the mat. So in this position, what I want you to do first is find those little bony hip points, those ASIS bones, and you're going to kind of nestle those down. You're not cramming them in, you're nestling them down into the mat. You'll find right away, maybe your butt cheeks start to clench up, so relax those a little bit. And then you'll feel that little gap between the top of your quadricep muscles and your hips. And I want you to walk the quads away from your hips to make your body a little bit longer. So from here then, our hands will just be right here by our shoulders, and we're going to be nose down to the mat. So we'll start just to get the feel of it, and we'll keep our hands here, and we'll even let ourselves push into the mat a little bit. So we're just what we're going to do is think wide collarbone, just from that pinwheel exercise. We can widen our collarbone here. And then before we peel up off the mat, I want you to think, can I take my chest farther toward the front of the mat? Can I make my body longer? So I'm trying to make myself longer, and then using those upper back muscles, I'm going to pull up, keeping my head in line with my spine. I'm not looking up, I'm not looking down, but I'm right here, bringing it back down. We'll do one more with the hands there for support. Long, and then peel up, and then come back down. Next, we're going to take those hands away, and they're going to float up with us. So unpeel them from your mat if they're sticky like mine, and we're going to come on up. Our height's going to be a lot less, right? So we're core's engaged, we're pushing into the mat with our tummy, peeling up with our upper back, collarbone wide, neck in line with the spine. It's a lot harder work there. Coming on up, we'll do two more, and down. Remember how I said we'll forget to breathe? I just did. Coming on up, we're going to exhale. I'm going to come down and inhale. You can do either way. It doesn't matter. Just breathe. Last one. And down. We're going to go ahead and turn our head one way and then bend the knees and kick the feet side to side to take any stress or tension out of the low back. I want you to always remember we don't work into pain. If you feel pain in that, back off. A little discomfort, yeah, that's going to happen if we're trying to build those muscles. But know the difference in your body. Next, we're going to go for a little swim. So this one is a closed circuit swim. And what this looks like is we're going to put both hands out front. We're going to put both feet long behind us. If our shoulders kind of came up into our ears, we're going to glide them back down. So here we are, face down toward the mat, nose is here. We're going to take this right hand and not only glue it to the floor, but press into the floor. So you feel an activation all along that side. And then you're going to take that left foot, the top of it, and press in. So there's all this energy in that diagonal line. And then you're just going to float the opposite pair up, and we're going to stay on this side for 8 counts. So we're just coming up. It's not about height, it's about reach. So we're going to bring it up, reach, and bring it down. Up, reach, and down. Up, reach, and down. Like all good Pilates instructors, I don't know how to count while I'm doing this, so I think I'm about halfway. You'll know, there's video evidence if we're not. But here we are, we're going to do 2 more. Don't lose that energy that's pushing down into the earth in that closed pair. And there we are. I'm going to take a break in between this real quick because my low back is nagging me, and push back into child's pose to get a stretch in that low back. Breathe here. And then come on back down. Obviously, you have the awesome ability to pause this, rewind this, whatever you need throughout the process. So if I'm going too fast, slow it down. Take it at your pace. Let's set ourselves back up for success. So we have the shoulders rolled back down, legs are kicked out long behind us, and now we're working on the opposite pair. So left hand pushes hard into the ground, right top of the foot is pushing hard, and we have all that energy in that diagonal pair. And from here, as we push down, the other side floats up, long and down. I'm going to count for real this time. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, again, I'm going to turn my head to the opposite direction this time. This time I'm just going to swish my legs. I recommend you do something to take some stress off the low back. We've got 1 more movement sequence to do here on our bellies. This one's called rockets. So we're going to find that length in our body. Our hands are going to come down by our sides, palms are facing the sky. Shoulders are tucked back down the back side, nose is toward the mat. We're going to peel up like we did with that swan. We're going to float the quads up off the mat, and our hands are trying to reach for those feet as our body lengthens in both directions like we're shooting out of a cannon. That's why we're a rocket. And then bring it back down. We're just going to do a couple more here. Coming it all back up. And last one. You can do more if you like. This is good for me. And there we are. Pushing up. I'm going to come into a little cat-cow sequence here to take that release